Yeah, yeah, might as well, because this is part of why I'm here. So tell me what this is. What we're gonna?
Grape arbor.
Uh-huh.
There are, I think, 4 different kinds of grapes there. There's a double of one. And then a circle of blueberries around the outside. And that's all lemon balm underneath, which is supposed to like to grow under fruit trees.
And have you had the harvest already then this year?
I have not harvested it this year at all, and I need to.
Okay, okay. There are actively grapes in there then?
No.
Okay.
The birds or the coons or something
okay.
cleaned me out. It was a huge crop. There were grapes everywhere. And I came up a couple weeks ago or a week ago or so, and like 5 grapes. I don't know, maybe 10.
Okay. So yeah. You'll have to net this next year if you want grapes, probably.
Yeah, something.
Yeah. Okay.
But I did get a lot of blueberries this year.
Nice. Birds didn't eat them all?
No.
Good.
The wasps are what I saw eating them.
Oh, the wasps. Really? Never heard of that.
Like little yellow jackets or something. Those are some kind of Persian bachelor's button or something. I forget. I have a paper inside. Somebody gave them to me. They were thinning out their garden. So.
An herb of a kind?
No, I don't.
Just an ornamental?
Yeah.
Nice.
Which I don't do much ornamental, but they were free. So I divide them out. I was thinking of trying to sell them, but I haven't.
Beautiful color.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to finish the rock edge along here. And then this is going to be a little slightly sloped sidewalk for wheelbarrow access to the gardens.
And this is all obviously original stuff.
Oh, yeah.
That was obviously not movable. That's huge.
Yeah.
So you're really on the edge of a hill here, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
These are the 2 big rocks I was telling you about.
Wow.
They're just sitting there.
Interesting how flat that top is too.
And
I mean, really.
yeah, and this was all woods. So these were in the middle of the woods, just like this. Those are warray hives. I was trying to trap bees.
What kind of hives?
Warray.
What does that mean?
It's the man's name who started.
The type of hive?
Them, yeah.
And have you had any success with bees?
No.
Coming to them? Okay.
No. Not yet, but I did. They say put bees facing south.
Okay.
So these are facing south.
All right.
The problem is that apparently they don't like to be in the sun. So because normally in the woods they would choose a shady tree. So,
I see.
So I do need to move them. I was thinking about putting some up on top of the grape arbor so that bears wouldn't be able to get to them as easily, but then I have to be able to get up there too, so.
True.
So. And this has been a garden before, and it's going to be a garden again. Right now it's kind of, I had planted some herbs in there as kind of a holding bed, and they completely took over. So this year I started from this side, and I'm working that way. That's all mullein that needs to just come out. That's all skullcap, but I planted 3 different kinds of skullcap, and I can't tell which are which.
Oh.
But I need to move them or something. And there's some St. John's wort over there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, this rectangle right here is going to be like a salad garden. Right now, those are tomatillos, parsley, arugula, lettuce, Swiss chard, some peppers.
And this is not your main garden right now, right? You've got other gardens? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And after 22 plus years of wanting echinacea.
Yeah. I was just looking at that. That's quite the...
It looks so pretty. Now they're kind of going by.
Yep.
But, I harvested so much echinacea last year. I made a bunch of echinacea vinegar.
Okay.
Extracted it into vinegar, and I've just been using it like a salad dressing, just put a dollop on.
Okay.
But I'm thinking of, if I make fire cider this year, which I want to, just add that, slosh of echinacea vinegar into the fire ciders.
And this is how you cook some food there?
I do cook.
Can you show me that?
Yep. I got that a couple years ago, and I used to not cook in the summer because I'm not going to get the wood stove going. But
yes. There it is.
and you can adjust it up, and
Right.
there are little things there so you can line it up, make sure that it's directly into the sun.
And what have you cooked in here?
This summer I mostly was cooking like omelets,
Mm-hmm.
scrambled eggs with different things added.
Okay. And you put them under there and you close the cover and it traps the heat. How long does it take to cook an omelet in one of these things?
I leave plenty of time. I don't like put it in and know that I'm going to eat in an hour. I just like put it in and come back later, and what happens is it fogs up in there.
Yep.
When it's cooked, and so then it stops cooking.
I see.
So you can put it in and leave it for 4 hours.
Oh, I see. Oh,
So I've never timed it, is what I'm trying to
I
say.
see.
Is I don't know, and I'm not sure about the time.
okay.
But another thing that I used this for this year,
So you're not like feed me now. You're like
No.
feed me whenever. Okay.
when it's ready, yeah. I've been dehydrating a lot of summer squash in here this year.
Dehydrating. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
That I hadn't done that before. I hadn't dehydrated summer squash as far as I remember, but I had a lot of it this year, so
Nice.
and it worked really well. That little rack over there is a drying rack. I used to have it always like up kind of above the wood stove.
For herbs and stuff.
Herbs, anything.
Yep. And here's your solar panel.
That's for a solar charger for the fence, which
Okay.
isn't, and I'm just leaving it in the sun just to make sure the battery is topped off.
Good. Good.
I mean, it could do that if it was hooked up to the fence, but they're staying in without it hooked up, so I'm not using it right now. So this is a comfrey circle, kind of semicircle coming out, and then that's peppermint in the back, sage, oregano in the middle, and then if you flip this over, the same shape is over there, and the echinacea has outgrown its boundary. There are actually little rocks around there in an oval.
Oh, I see.
But
Yeah.
since I wanted echinacea for so long, I can't just pull it. So I am going to thin it and move it, but I haven't done it yet. This is supposed to be a path. And this has been my main salad garden previous years, but this year I brought tons of wood chips in. And the wood chips are like really thick because it's kind of sloped, so I'm trying to build up that side. So I did plant some stuff, but like I usually have lettuce and a bunch of other stuff in here too. But cucumbers, these are suyo long cucumbers. They're kind of growing funny, but I think these are the kind that you see in the store that are really expensive. So I'm looking up. I want to try to do some fermented cucumbers, like, or salt cured or something like.
Oh, yeah. I expect fermentation is going to come back into style big time.
Yeah. And those cucumbers are brown Russian.
Brown Russian cucumbers.
Yep.
Got a few there at the bottom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Kind of going by. And then those over on that side are pickling, national pickling cucumbers. This is a chicory plant.
Hickory?
Chicory.
Chicory. Do you make chicory coffee or?
We have
Yep.
in the past, but I haven't done it for a long time. Had very bad germination for cucumbers this year. That's like multiple plantings to finally get those.
Huh, interesting. Any idea why?
No.
They're just not happy with whatever the medium was.
I guess.
Uh-huh.
Sun Gold.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Cranberries.
What's that?
Cranberries.
Cranberries. Oh, yeah, I see a few in there.
This is my best year so far. There are actually a lot in there. They're kind of hiding.
Will these eventually turn into bushes, or
Nope.
is that what they naturally are? They're low
Yep.
scrub kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a special kind of cranberry that does that, or?
I got them from Fedco, and I think the tag is in here somewhere, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
Ooh. Well, I probably have it written down somewhere, but I don't remember. And this is a strawberry bed that we did, the three of us, very early on, when this was like all woods. And I've redone it more recently, but it needs to be redone again. I need to add some fertilizer, manure, because the strawberries did not do well this year. And the chipmunks got the strawberries.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Those little blueberries over there were there in the middle of the woods when we moved here.
Oh, wow.
So we just left them. They're little teeny tiny wild ones. James washer. And then crank your clothes through.
Yep.
Somebody gave me that one.
Ah.
What I knew is that the legs, I think one or two legs were broken. So I replaced those, only to find out that it was in much worse shape than that.
Mm-hmm.
This is broken.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't been able to use that one. That's the hen. That's my son just took that tree down a couple weeks ago, and we planted hen of the woods.
Oh, nice.
In it and around it, that thing that's on top, that came out of the inside of the stump. He cut it out, so we put wood chips and the sawdust spawn in there.
Oh, nice, nice.
And
so hopefully by next year you'll have something nice. This is like Hobbitville.
I didn't realize how low it was going to be. The next one, I have 3 more that I'm going to make, and I think I'm going to do up, like, since they're a little higher.
Well, there's no reason why you shouldn't make it for your height, but...
Well, it's even little, for me. I have to edit it so that you don't see all the plastic.
Well, if life was not a work in progress...
So these are my 2 rams that are separated because I don't want lambs next year.
Why is that?
I have a hard time butchering them,
I see.
and so I get attached to all these little lambs, and now I have to feed them. In fact, I end up buying hay most of the summer. I'm basically all summer and all winter.
Oh.
Because we don't have pasture. I mean, we don't have good grass.
Right.
We have open areas, but not that much good grass. So, yeah, some of these are going to have to go, and I don't have a market for the lamb. Well, actually, there's only one lamb. He's the only lamb born this year, and I don't know how to find, who wants mutton. I don't know. So I'm going to have to figure out which ones go.
You put it out to the community and see if anybody knows.
My son helped me put together this feeding rack. I had seen one at a place this summer. I went and priced them almost $400.
Wow. For something like this, you mean?
No, not that.
Okay.
And so gonna get some of the black tubing that these other ones are made out of, and my son's like, I wouldn't do that. So we just took a paddle panel and cut out
Oh yeah.
these, and now the sheep can reach right in there and get the hay, and I don't have to feed it out morning and night.
Yep.
And the last bale I did it with lasted 2 weeks, which is what normally the hay bale lasts.
Okay.
So they're pretty much not wasting much at all, and they can feed themselves, and
Nice.
saves me a lot of time.
And how long have you had this, the lambs for? How long have
I got
you
the
been raising?
first ones 2016.
2016.
Yeah. So the oldest ones are 6 now. Three of them are that age.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what we call the pasture.
The pasture. Not bad for a side of a hill.
My mom had it cleared years ago, and the guy who first did the tree cutting, because my son was little back then, he liked some of the trees, so he didn't want to cut them. So he left some huge oaks. Like, it wasn't much of a pasture, so Daniel cut the big trees, and then he's cut some more out. And this is all wood that he just cut up when he was here a couple weeks ago.
Oh.
That's next year's wood,
Yep.
because it was already down in logs since last year.
Right.
This is all very freshly cut and cut up, so this is like not this winter and not next winter, but the next winter. So I've wanted for a long time to have 3 years of wood to rotate through.
Right. Now you're gonna have to tarp all this before the winter, do you think? Or?
I'm planning. No, I'm not sure. I'm planning to split it.
Okay.
And we discovered that freshly cut wood is much easier to split. So I think I'm going to split this before next year's wood.
Okay.
And
Dry it out faster too, right? That's what you're thinking. In part.
It's just ready to go then. And
Yep.
I mean, this in 3 years this will be plenty dry anyway, but it'll be easier to split now. We looked into renting a wood splitter, $130 a day.
Wow.
No. So
Wow.
we're gonna
Well,
get 'em all.
maybe somebody in the community has one.
Brush piles everywhere. I wanted to chip it all because I want wood chips.
Yeah.
But I think
Chipper's the same thing, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And also I don't use a credit card, so I can't rent a chipper.
Okay.
So I think I'm gonna just burn, which is what we always used to do.
Okay.
And then maybe save the ashes to put on gardens or something. I'm not sure. But
And what about the
that's-
A-frame over there? What's that for?
it's a roof. It had the tarp that's over there used to be on it.
Oh, I see.
But they were in there all of one winter, not in that little space, but that's where I fed them for one winter. And it built up so much under there that like it got really low. I mean, the ground got high, so the roof was low. And I never intended it to just be like that. I wanted to build something and then lift it up and put it on.
I see.
To have a little building.
Sure.
And I'm trying to get up the courage to try to pull it somewhere. I'm not sure where I want it. But the idea is to build a structure under it and then put the roof on top and get some metal. I already have the metal roofing. It's like, but I don't want to put it on when it's on the ground because then it's more
work
weight to lift.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, that there have been a lot more buildings up and down, like that down there.
Yeah.
There was a stable on this side of it, and that was the lean-to off of the back of the stable.
For the.
We had a horse for a while.
Oh.
Years ago, many years ago now. 2006, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And we had him for a little while. He was a biter, and we had to get rid of him. So my son disassembled the stable but the lean-to is still there. It's not leaning on anything. But
Right.
so then I built this front wall, and the sheep were down there for one winter, at least maybe more. But my son had a team of steers, and that's what the lean-to was originally for, is for his steers. That all needs to come down. It's all about to fall down.
Well, this looks like a project for more than one person. So,
Yeah. Another rock pile. It would be really, so a lot of projects that I want to do, and one is to build a retaining wall around the west side of the cabin there. We want to have level walking space all the way around the cabin. So all of these stone piles, I would like to get moved over there and, you know, get an excavator and build up a retaining wall.
Yep.
All around there. But
Nice.
and all these oak trees have to go. I'm
Why?
trying to figure out.
Why?
They're a good harvesting age, and they put acorns down, and you get oak sprouts everywhere, and they're just pain. We want to plant back trees that we want, like nut trees, fruit trees.
Right.
So just like these would, I guess, I don't know, from what I understand, they might be good to harvest right now. And then, black locust, honey locust. I have trees started down there in pots. I have 3 ginkgos. I can't plant much because all these trees need to come down and all this work needs to be done. So everything just stays in pots.
Yep.
For years, I lost like 8 black locusts that I started years ago because I didn't have a safe place to plant them.
Right.
Not that there's not room, it's that there's not a safe place to plant them. So that's our sugar maple grove right there. That's where we wanted to put the cabin, is right down the hill there. And we didn't know how to identify trees back then. So we're really glad we didn't cut down sugar maples to put our cabin.
Plus, it's not bad being a little up on the hill, probably, right?
Well, no, we're above the spring now.
Yeah.
If we were down there, we would have been pretty much, we wouldn't have gotten gravity feed, but we would have been pretty level with the spring. So all these years we've had to haul water uphill.
I see.
So, but they said they couldn't do it down there because it was too wet.
I see.
So, there are 2 chicken coops, plus that little one. That one has a rooster and a hen in it that need to be butchered. But this one is my favorite shed that we built. We call it the chicken chalet. And it has chicks in it that were hatched here by a broody hen.
So, tell me what you need to do if you have something that's fixed like this, because I always hear about chickens, pens being moved around. How do you treat your chickens differently if they're stationary like this?
When I'm with it, I will just sometimes like grab ferns or something on the way by and just throw it in there so they're getting green stuff.
Right.
I can't let my chickens out. I lost 2 this spring. I don't know if it was a hawk or what it was. So normally we always used to let our chickens out and they could go forage in between. And we would literally mostly free range, like go where you want. But after we've lost so many chickens, and this year when I lost 2 right off the bat, it was like, okay, sorry guys, have to stay in. But And this is a neat little thing. These are called star plates. And you need 11 of them to build a building.
Yeah, a little dome almost,
Yeah.
kind of, yeah, nearly.
And ideally you don't, this one has been assembled, disassembled, moved, you know, actually a couple people could pick this up, maybe 3 people. And I have a bigger one over there that I'm using as a workshop. You can go up to, they say, 9-foot struts.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's a pretty good sized amount of space. And this one is 5. So.
And that, just a water bottle, a barrel? Is that what that is?
No, it has chicken feed in it.
Oh, chicken feed barrel,
Yeah.
okay. Hey guys. I like the little purple window here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna have windows. Chalet. Are they out here all winter then? Or? Yeah.
Those are the new shingles for the roof.
Okay. On the cabin you mean, or oh no, for this here. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't think we're going to use them after all.
Okay.
And the reason they're not on is because we want to move that, and so we didn't want to put extra weight on, make it heavier. But I think in the end we're probably not going to use those shingles for that roof. It's kind of a battle. Like, I'll get something under control, and then the weeds go back in and I lose it. And then I get back on it, and tons of blackberries here that are not supposed to be there. And these 2 trees right here are Japanese walnuts. They were there temporarily just to hold because it was not nearly as open as it is now when I put them there. And turns out they didn't get moved, and they got very well established. And so we're like, my son one time was down here with his chainsaw. He's like, Mom, what do you think? I said, you know what? Take them. Because that's my garlic bed.
Okay.
It was made as a garlic bed. Right now it's an herb bed. But I'm like, they're just going to shade my garlic bed, and it's not where I want them. So he cut them down to the ground, and they sprouted again.
How long were they cut down? How long ago?
Maybe 4 or 5 years.
So we're seeing 4 or 5 years of growth here.
That's a guess. It might be only 3. I don't remember for sure. But I did save the wood, which was beautiful when he cut it. Really, really dark chocolate with white. And so I saved the wood thinking that would make a really striking something.
Yeah.
And when the guy cut it up, it had just mellowed and was just kind of all the same color.
Oh.
It was really weird. So this is a cherry tree, 3 plum trees, and another cherry tree. I've never gotten enough to sniff at off of any of them. I don't know if something else is coming and getting it, but this is a bed. I had this all under control last year, and this year it just went crazy. And I do want to plant garlic here again this year, I think. I need to cut these back, but that's lovage. Those 2 are lovage.
What is that?
It's some kind of herb. I'm not actually sure how to use it. This is wormwood, valerian, boneset, elecampane. These were kind of in 4-foot grid. This is just kind of a holding bed for these herbs. This is motherwort, you can't tell. Yarrow. And I have bloodroot down here too, but it's it was past its season, and the sheep were in here and they took it.
Cleaned it out.
Yeah.
How nice of them.
Yeah. This used to be a greenhouse. but it was falling down. There are pieces of it everywhere.
You said it blew down?
No, we
You-
took it down.
I see.
It was kind of rotting, but not rotting enough to disappear.
And what about that building down there?
That's another chicken coop.
Another chicken coop with chickens?
Yep.
Okay.
Those are my those are the parents of those chickens up there. Careful, this is dangerous ground here. This fence isn't on.
Okay. Well, let's see here. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Hey, look, you got some.
Turkey tails.
Yeah.
Somebody just told me that medicinal turkey tails are white underneath. These are old anyway, but I don't know if that's true or not.
And do you know what these other couple of mushrooms are growing here? Do you have these orangey ones?
Mm-mm. I don't know, and there's some little brown ones there too.
Oh yeah, yeah. Look at that, little buttons.
Yep. These sprout from the roots, send up shoots from the roots. So we cut a beech tree down there, and these are all the. That's some kind of. It's mushroomy thing. Did I tell you that the cows got out yesterday?
You didn't mention that. The cows got out. Where did they? How far did they get?
They went up the road.
They went up the road.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is the
The
lower,
lower
coop.
coop. Hey guys.
And we built. This was our second thing, our second building that we built, and we built everything little. My mom and I were little. Daniel was little.
Yeah.
We didn't realize that Daniel was going to grow up very quickly, and that he would not be able to stand up in here.
Except maybe near the left wall.
So, I need to clean out the coops before winter, but we had tractor trouble, and I wanted to bring the tractor down, just load it into that, and somebody came to look at the tractor a couple days ago, so hopefully I'll be able to use it again. Usually I do it in a wheelbarrow or a sled, just load it out, but then you have to haul it, and since we do have a tractor now,
Good.
this is an old scooter trail. Yeah, so the cows are being punished. They're in detention until I figure out what to do.
Yeah.
So right here are 3 remaining apple trees of a square of 4 that we planted way back. But they were complaining, this used to be woods. This whole hill was trees until quite recently. So these trees are probably, I don't know, 17 years old at least, and they're just still really little because they haven't had much sun. But I want to dig them out and move them.
That sounds like a job.
Yeah, that's why it's not done. This is the spring. This was here when we moved here. We've dug it out a little bigger than what it was, but this is refrigeration. And I had that one dug.
And how, this milk, I assume? Or
Yogurt.
Yogurt? How cold is that water right now?
Pretty cool.
Like 40?
I don't know. I don't know if I've ever taken the temperature, but it keeps yogurt for a month.
Wow.
At least. I mean, it probably longer than that, but.
Does it make yogurt ice cream in about a month or two? So do you get running water all year round, even in the winter?
Yeah, if it gets really cold, it will freeze over and you have to bash through it.
I see.
But there's always, as far as I remember, there's always been water underneath there. Even if you have to break the ice to get to it. And then down there are 2 more mushroom.
Yep, yep.
The one on the right is the comb tooth, and the one on the left is shiitake. And then beyond that, I have ginseng.
In the beds.
Only one of them. The other
Yep.
one is nothing. One of them was golden seal, and nothing. I didn't get any of that. I bought a 1/4 pound of ginseng seeds because they're so much cheaper. I got like 6 plants.
So the seeds weren't necessarily as good as you wanted, or?
Well, I didn't get them in the ground probably as quickly as I should have. I started them in little peat pots, and yeah.
Well, it sounds like you have to proceed with the attitude of experimentation and non-attachment to outcome to run a homestead like this, right?
Yeah.
See what works. That doesn't work. Try something else. Move it around, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Crack through the ice.
Yeah, for many years, this was our only source of water year-round. Now we have other water bodies and stuff, but we would come down, haul water uphill all winter, all year
Wow.
round, except for when we could catch water off the roof.
So yeah, you were saying before I turned on the video, you're totally off grid and don't really have solar power except for a couple of plug-ins for phones and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that's been the way it is for the last 20 odd years.
Yeah.
How's that been to live off grid like that without power?
I like it.
Yeah.
I've said for years I do want gravity feed water to the cabin.
Mm-hmm.
And far and away, if I were choosing between electricity and water, it would be water.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is more next year's wood. And this pile right here is this year's wood.
Yep.
And these are some silo circles.
Mm-hmm.
It was an old silo, and a friend of mine who's a dairy farmer had tipped it over and was using it as a woodshed.
Mm-hmm.
And one time when I'd buy milk there, I'd bought milk there for, I don't know, over 10 years. And one time when I went there, it was like being disassembled, and I was like, oh, I need to ask him what he's going to do with that. Well, the next time I went, it was like in pieces. I was like, what happened to your woodshed? So he's like, oh, we decided to do something else. And I took it all apart. I'm like, oh, do you think it can be put back together? He's like, oh yeah, probably. So I got 9. I have enough to make one more. And so right now, this is just manure that I harvested from where the animals were over the winter.
Mm-hmm.
And that one is anything that I chop down,
Yep.
you know, plant cut trimmings are in there. So I need to set that one up and like have a rotating thing so that I can be using from one and throwing into another. And
Right. And a couple of your outbuildings here for tools and yep.
Well, those are new this spring.
Yep.
I have 3 caps, and it's a very easy roof. So this one is actually beekeeping supplies, and the other one is my son's machine shed, tractor stuff.
And the sort of things that you've been doing for people out and about, some of the skills that you have as a homesteader. Can you tell me about some of those things?
Well, mainly gardening, and I do house cleaning too, which, but what I would like to do, I like building little sheds, but because I only use hand tools, it takes longer, and you know, not too many people probably would be wanting to pay for the extra time. But I do like building. I would much rather build a shed than put a puzzle together.
Yep. I love that. The truck cabs on top. That's really smart.
But I make baskets and candles and soap and
different herbal things
chair
too.
painting. Well, I haven't sold much herbal stuff. I did make some salve that I sold one time. It was healing salve, and one lady used it, and she's had a horse that had a problem with its hoof. She used it, and she said she had never had anything work as well as that, and she bought quite a bit.
Well, what was in the salve?
Oh boy, it was a long time ago. I don't remember for sure. I'm sure comfrey was probably in it.
Yeah.
And calendula. I have the little labels that I had on it.
Nice.
That was probably 10 years ago that I did that. But
And you said earlier that you had a thought that there might be some public space up here at some point?
yeah, down. Yeah, do you want to walk down?
Down the road? Is it?
Yeah.
Can we see something that's?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Actually, I
Yeah.
have a map. These 5 gardens are there,
Okay.
and these are potentially future, depending on. This is proposed driveway
Okay.
to get up to here,
Mm.
but it might not go right there. It might actually come like that or something. So depending on what happens with that, but yeah, that, and then a yurt in the middle of there.
Okay.
That would be like a little storefront type, like I would have baskets and candles and stuff.
I see.
And stuff there, and also a place for people to, if they come through and pick their vegetables, then they could go to the yurt to pay. There would be just a box or something,
Right,
probably. And then I also envision maybe a greenhouse along here.
Yep.
Built into this berm that we're working on building. These are the containers that are there right now.
I see.
And that's a pile of roots and stumps and stuff.
Okay.
That actually I would like to move up onto the berm, but we'll have to see.
All right.
But on that loop, you can kind of see them every once in a while.
The flags.
But, yeah. But this
Yep.
right here is the center post that I used a tape measure to mark those flags.
I see.
And then the yellow ones are where I want the stone retaining wall, these stones. And then this will get pulled down, and it'll be like a plateau in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be the yurt then here in the middle.
Kind of like what we were standing, you think, or?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
And with herb gardens and fruit trees and berry bushes and whatever. And then the greenhouse, hopefully along there.
Okay.
This faces southeast. It's perfect for a greenhouse.
Okay.
So
Yeah, and it's right on the road, so it'd make a good public space like that. Yep.
yeah. So none of these gardens were here in April. There was nothing here except for just whatever was growing. And so I've done, these two gardens are actively up and running. That one's ready. That one's getting ready, and that one's just started.
Okay.
But they're about 30 by 30. And so this one is mostly squash, pumpkins, tomatoes. There are pepper plants in here and some turnips, watermelon, some lettuce, one corn, very old corn seed.
Okay. You had a crop this year?
Of
Corn?
no,
Okay.
I did not. There's one here and I think two in the other side. But
And these are tomatillos or
tomatoes.
regular tomatoes?
Yeah.
Are they late?
No, they just got put in late.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think I've gotten any tomatoes off of them yet.
I mean, Bill was telling me the other day he had a frost in Winchester.
No way.
Yeah, that's what he told me. So I don't know.
Yeah.
You haven't had one here obviously yet, but
No.
or we'd be looking at something different, right?
Right. So I harvested quite a few pumpkins, tons of squash,
Yeah.
and summer squash. The winter squash, the only two winter squashes that are here are honey nut, which is a miniature butternut, like little, and then there are some butternuts over here that are gargantuan. I've never seen
Okay.
butternuts this big. So what I did here is we put cardboard down,
Yep.
mulch hay on top,
Yep.
and then where I was going to plant, I put compost in rows, and then in the back, just circles of where I was going to do the pumpkins and the squash hills.
Yep.
And I didn't have that much compost, so I didn't want to use it on, like, normally you would put it under the whole amount and then put the wood chips on top.
Sure.
But I didn't do it because of limits on the amount. But, so that's what these two gardens had, is cardboard on the bottom,
Yep.
mulch hay, compost, and wood chips on top.
Okay. Yep. So it's no-till type gardening, right? The kind of
Yeah.
what's that movie again?
Back to Eden.
Yeah, Back to Eden. Yep. So you have the greatest ability to grow things, healthy things, and not have to keep hacking back the weeds and all this other stuff, right?
Yeah.
Wow, look at this trellis, huh?
Yeah.
Love that color.
There are actually cucumbers planted there, but the morning glories were volunteering other places. I'm like, okay, you can go over.
Uh-huh.
They took over, and the cucumbers hardly did anything.
Mm-hmm.
But those were cucumbers that I bought, cucumber starts. They're not some I started from seed.
I see.
And these tomato plants, I kind of had an accident this spring. My trays that all my little starts were in tipped over in an accident wind situation, and so I lost track of what's what. But, so I'm not sure what kind of tomatoes these are,
Okay.
but they are craziest tomatoes. Like, they're just like going like mad.
Wow.
And I think they might be house tomatoes. That's the kind of seed that I had gotten.
Okay.
And that makes sense because you could have this in a little pot.
Yeah, yeah. Look how dense they are.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. That's. I mean, they looks like a grape. Grape bush
So
or
I want to
whatever.
pot some of these up
Yeah, yeah.
and take them inside. And then back here is brassicas, cauliflower, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, kale, several different kinds of kale, cabbage. I've harvested some big cabbages
Yeah, yeah.
and broccoli and cauliflower. And actually, there's another cauliflower that I keep forgetting about.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I need to get that one. Broccoli. And this is a different kind of tomatoes. This was corn. It didn't come up.
Huh?
It didn't come up on the second planting either. That was a double. I planted twice.
Wow.
This one I got 5 huge tomato hornworms off of it.
Oh wow.
5 or 6. And since then, I guess that I had got them all because I haven't had trouble with them anymore. But
Wow.
they were like decimating it. But they got planted too late. I don't know if I'm going to get anything. So 4 years ago, this was, well, 4.5 years ago, this was woods.
Wow. So you've done a lot of clearing then.
Yeah.
You did it all?
My son had it done. Had a logger come in. And these are castor plants.
What are they called?
Castor.
Castor? Out of which castor oil is made or something else? Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Look at that leaf. Wow.
Yeah, some of
That's like a painting,
I know.
isn't it?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah. New Zealand purple castor.
New Zealand.
And these are the flower/seed stalks.
And what are you planning to do with this? The castor? How do you?
I just, it's kind of a novelty.
Oh.
I don't know that I'll probably never get enough castor seeds to make castor oil.
Okay.
But I would like to get enough seeds to just keep propagating it. They can get 15 feet tall.
16 feet.
15, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's kind of like a I don't know, it's something unique and so I'm just hoping that the seeds develop this year and then I don't have to buy them because they're expensive seeds. So that one's ready to go for next year, and this one I'm working on. We had tractor trouble, so I had to put it on hold temporarily, but I'm putting on this one now. I think I maybe started out putting cardboard under here, and then I said it takes so long to do the cardboard because I don't want any tape or staples or anything.
Oh,
so
wow.
I take any stickers, anything.
Sure,
I take it all
sure.
off. It takes hours to do enough for a space this big. So I said, I was kind of saying to my son, I don't know if it's necessary, and he's like, forget the cardboard. So that one doesn't have any cardboard. I think this one might have had some under part of it. So what this one has is mulch hay, manure that I'm hauling from where the sheep and cows were, and then wood chips on top.
Yep.
So.
Well, I guess you'll, since you know what it is, you'll get to see what the difference is,
Yeah.
right? Each time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So
That's-
that one has the mulch hay down.
Yep.
Once I finish this one, I can start hauling manure for that one, and then wood chips on top.
Yep.
And so these, I had these big pine logs from some trees that my son took down from over there. So that's kind of the border at this side, and I'm out of them now.
Yep.
So eventually I like that border at the back to
Yep.
make it more defined.
Sure. Yeah.
Um, So eventually, but for now it's just, getting it ready and getting the soil forming. So.
All right.
So then, depending on how much mulch hay and manure and wood chips I have, I can keep going around and, going around the loop. So, and then where the yellow flags are, you can kind of see a couple of them.
Yep.
That'll be the stone wall that's like a retaining wall. Then to this side of it, herb gardens, or who knows, any kind of gardens, whatever kind of changes sometimes as it goes along, and oh wait, this would be a really good place for whatever. So that's the plan there, those rocks, and there are more rocks over there and more rocks down there, and that can be used for retaining wall. So that'll be kind of like a plateau, and that retaining wall will be a natural boundary for keeping critters off.
Yeah.
Like sheep or...
I see, I see. All right.
Want to go meet the cows?
Let's, well, came all this way. Can you go ahead and tell me their names again, how old they are?
Wish was born in May of 2017, so she is 5.
Okay.
And she was born July 23rd last year. And so Wish came with the name Wish, and I take a long time to pick out names, so she's
Okay.
Wish.
She's Wish.
But if you
Wish it
have
shall be.
Scottish Highland cattle, they should have Scottish names. So I had a list of about 50 Scottish names for this calf, and I had to pick one. So her name is Lifu.
Lifu. And is there a meaning to that?
Yes, it's loyal, kind-hearted,
Lifu.
sympathetic, compassionate, like, and she is trained to a yoke.
Okay, and we'll mention why they're in such a small pen again right now.
They got out yesterday, so they're being confined until I can figure out how to trust them with their fence.
Yep, get that fence fixed up also, and yep.
Yes.
All right. How long will that last?
That's just a snack.
A snack.
Yeah, I brought too much this morning, so I didn't give it all to them. But yeah, I'll feed them tonight sometime.
All
But
right.
since they're limited, like normally they don't like this grass. It's gross grass. It's not good.
Oh, really?
But they will kind of pick at it when they have free run. But since they don't, they need more hay.
Yep, yep.
And they're both very friendly.